Yo, what's good, ladies and gentle bitches? Welcome back to the channel. We are back with the Real Madrid career mode again. We're in season 2. This is episode 28 of the series, and we're back in some Champions League action as we're facing off in the first of a double header in the Champions League, at least. Not playing them back to back, but back to back in the Champions League against PSV Eindhoven. We third team within our group. Obviously, you've seen the other two games: a draw against Juventus, a win against RB Salzburg. PSV probably in the middle in between those two teams in terms of quality within the squad. Probably not too much between them, but they've got some dangerous players in there. They've obviously got Vinicius leading the line on loan from Porto, I believe. Mario Götze, you know, not nearly in his prime, but a player on his day who could definitely cause a lot of trouble. So PSV are a team that could come out and give us a run for our money right now, and obviously we are heading to we're heading to Dutch. We're heading to Dutch. Am I dumb? Am I dumb? We're heading to the Netherlands for this game. It's an away fixture. This is how we line up. Obviously, Champions League. We're coming out with a strong squad. Thibaut Courtois is in between the sticks right here. I've got a back four of Mendy, Kagla Soyuncu coming in, and Odriozola once again playing in the right back position. A midfield three of Cruz, Camavinga, and Valverde, and a front three once again of Vinicius Jr., Benzema, and Eden Hazard. And got off to I wouldn't say a shaky start, but you know, not the best thing you want to be happening in the first 15 minutes. You're getting somebody booked, especially somebody that we rely on as much as Mendy. And from the resulting free kick, just 17 minutes into the game, PSV opened the scoring, and it was that man Vinicius. It's the battle of Viniciuses today, I guess. I think we all know who the more established Vinicius is, but that's not to rule out anything away from this one. I don't know this one's full name, but I mean, we know that he can score goals. We know that much. Talented player, not really worked out for him so much, but getting a shot in PSV right now, and he scores one of the biggest goals of his career, most likely. A goal in the Champions League to put his team up against Real Madrid. 5 goals in 7 matches in the Champions League so far this season for Vinicius. And we came down the left-hand side as Mendy put it into the box. Hazard put himself into the face of danger right there, putting his head in front of the boot of the defender. I think it's Philip Max right there. But the ball did come off of his hand, and you know what FIFA's like. FIFA with the handball rule. I mean, we're rocking with it now still, but the handball rule is just, it's so bare bones, right? Like, if the ball hits your hand, penalty, end of story, done. That's all it is. But Benzema did step up to take the penalty, and you know, I went for a similar tactic as I did in the last one. They did, again, I still don't feel like it's making too much of a difference, but we was able to send the keeper the wrong way as Karim Benzema pulled us back level. We wasn't behind for too long. Benzema was actually in there when that original cross, the initial cross, came in from Mendy, and he missed it, and it eventually found its way to Hazard. So Benzema did miss out on an opportunity to get the ball in the back of the net right before being gifted the penalty, which he eventually tucked away. So it all works out in the end for the captain. And 30 minutes in, PSV were coming forward, brilliantly taken away from Militao, and slides it out right to Eden Hazard. He's got 2 players alongside him. He slides it into Benzema, who somehow gets there before the defender and gets himself his second of the game. This man is just on fire. He's on another level of performance right now. The captain has stepped up this season. I mean, we saw last season, which I mentioned, he had a brilliant season, but he kind of started it a little bit slowly, which, I mean, kind of, maybe that's the reason why he didn't win Player of the Season in the end, because he wasn't from start to finish on fire. But this season, from game 1, Karim Benzema has been on form, and they've given the ball away 37 minutes in to Toni Kroos, who slid in Vinicius, and Vinicius was just a little bit too quick for the recovering defender, who slid in and took him out. Somehow, I don't know, maybe, I don't know, you let me know what you guys think. Is that a red card or not? Because Vinicius, from here, after touching that ball pass, there might be defenders around in the vicinity, but none of them are catching him, that's for sure. So, yellow card given by the ref, and we have to settle for a free kick, which Eden Hazard takes. Almost catching them off guard right there, as everyone must have thought that Toni Kroos was going to step up and try and find a corner on that one. Eden Hazard But really good free kick on target as Valverde comes down the left-hand side into the second half now. And Eden Hazard again come in close as he hits the crossbar this time. And we come forward again. Valverde finds Benzema. Little bit of a tight angle for the Frenchman. He's got a man on the edge of the box. It's Luka Modric who bends one sumptuously into that far post. On off of the bench, the Croatian. Beautiful finish, cultured finish right there. And that's, you expect nothing less from a player of Luka Modric caliber. The way he stepped up, as soon as that ball comes to the edge of the box, lovely finish. You guys again, yeah, it's getting to see my proficiency, you know, in tucking it away. You know, we got a man, we tucked it away though. It's lovely. Bend, a nice little bend on that one into that far post, and I really do love that finish. That's honestly one of my favorite goals that I've scored this season. Just the way it worked out in general, finding the man on the edge of the box in space, takes a touch, bends it beautifully into that far post. But PSV still not completely out of the game, looking for a way to get into it, and the ball is snatched off of Militao's foot, and eventually it finds Mario Götze. It was Vinicius who put the pressure on Militao inside the box, forced us to turn over the ball, and eventually it's put on the plate. Two of the players that I actually mentioned before the game, Vinicius and Götze, all involved, and Götze is the one that puts it away in the end of the day. And so Soyuncu maybe should have done a little bit better to get on the end of that cross. Like, I mean, he's gone for it, but he hasn't really. I mean, you got to throw your whole body at it. Any means necessary is my slogan, my mantra for defending. You got to do whatever it takes, bro. By any means necessary. If you got to get kicked in your head, you got to get kicked in the head. But we see a very similar situation to what we saw in the first half, as Andre Romario is caught out by Vinicius, just like Mata was in the first half. Very similar situation. I actually feel like the first one was more deserving of a red card, but Andre Romario gets himself sent off, and now PSV, as they're trying to get themselves back into the game, are taken down a man. Again, another reckless challenge on the edge of the box to Pedro Neto. Jovic gets himself 2 chances, unable to find the back of the net, and the game is just all over the place at that point. But fortunately for us, we were able to leave with all 3 points. It was a really entertaining game, good game, both sides. I mean, we created a hatful of chances in this game. We probably should have killed it off a little bit earlier. We allowed PSV to get back into the game, but all in all, good performance from us. There's a couple slips defensively that led to the game being a little bit closer than it really needed to be. But you do see Toni Kroos, unfortunately, in that game, did pick up an injury, a broken toe for the German, and he will be out for the remaining 3 months. Well, I say the remaining, the next 3 months. Remaining makes it sound like there's only 3 months left of the season, but yeah, for the next 3 months, Toni Kroos will be out of action, unfortunately. Luckily for us, of course, we're on Real Madrid. We're built different. We're built to handle situations like this. I mean, one of the best midfielders in the world now picking up an injury. We're in a position we got enough quality in the team to replace those types of injuries, you know. And as you see right there in the lineup, before we do get to our lineup, I mean, the midfield three is still very strong, but we face Sevilla in this one, and their midfield three not too bad either. I mean, but doesn't really compare. Their front three, a front three that can really cause us some trouble and have caused us trouble previously. I think both for Campos and En-Nesyri did score against us in the first season. Between both games, I think both of them did find the back of the net. But you see how we line up: Luka Modric, Carlos Casemiro, and Federico Valverde in the midfield three for us. So I mean, we lose Toni Kroos, but you got a midfield three like that, you're really not missing anything, are you? Like, I mean, we've still got a midfield three of 3 players who can really do it all and do anything. But 3 minutes in, we were still forced onto the defensive end right there, as a brilliant chance was carved out by Sevilla. And again, I mean, I don't even want to talk about it anymore, but yet another fantastic save from Courtois to deny them, and Luka Modric coming down the other end doing a brilliant job to actually hold on to the ball and find Vinicius, who finds Benzema. He's got one over to the right hand side, finds Eden Hazard, who somehow manages to kick it straight at the keeper. Oh, just a whole area to aim at, and was unable to find the back of the net all the way into the second half now, before there's another chance, and it's Eden Hazard again. And what do you even say about that? I mean, if you ignore the pure quality on show right there, I mean, somehow, I ain't complaining, but somehow Hazard has managed to walk through that challenge. I mean, it probably would have been a penalty, right? Yeah, it probably would have been. He didn't get the ball. But somehow Hazard's just walked through him. I mean, there's nothing to say about the finish. That's again. Y'all want to talk about my finishing now? Manual? You want to talk about it? Because that finish was sweet. Tight angle, drove it into that far post. But, I mean, Hazard is the difference maker in this game. One big chance missed in the first half. Not missed in the second half. We get a 1-0 win against Sevilla. And, yeah, that's how quick it was. That game was really tight, really difficult. We really had to fight for those 3 points. But we kept up the form, and we got those 3 points. And speaking of points, we're looking at the table in Italy as it stands. I mean, we're 10 games into the season. So taking a look at how it is, Juventus top the league, 1 point ahead of Inter Milan, who are 4 points ahead of AC Milan. Liga and French league right here. Marseille not having the best start of the season, 12th place for them. AS Monaco sitting in 5th. PSG, of course, as you would expect, leading the league. I will get back to you guys with more of the other leagues. I'll show you guys how it's going on in other countries around the world. For now, only showing Italian league and the PS. And I almost called it the PSG league. Almost called it the PSG league, bro. But the Italian league and the French league. Obviously, we're gonna get to showing you guys some of the other leagues. Like I said, I just want to keep you guys better up to date with just the world that's going on in this save and how other teams are doing this stuff. But into another game, another started left back for Eduardo Moraes, the young Brazilian, and hopefully, I mean, he's been performing when we play him, so I'm just hoping that I think he has a bright future ahead of him. And Real Madrid have a history of Brazilian left backs, of course. Maybe he's the next one in. But other changes, Luka Jovic starting up top and a start on the right side next to him for Pedro Neto as we take on Leganes, who obviously not the toughest opponent in terms of skill or position in the table, but I mean, any team can cause you an upset at any time. So we took this opportunity to mix it up a little bit. Luka Modric takes the armband, as you can see right there. Vice captain when Karim Benzema's not in the squad, obviously. But 5 minutes in, Leganes gave the ball away. And, I mean, we are a countering side. So you give the ball away in positions like this, and it's only going to take a number of passes for us to find ourselves in a dangerous position. And this is what I like. When we play with the sliders, the way they're set up, when you play against teams like Leganes, they tend to make a lot more mistakes than the better sides and even the mid-table sides as well. As you can see, again, they gave the ball away. And as I was saying, about 3, maybe even 2 passes later, we're in a goal-scoring position, and Eden Hazard finds it back in the net again. Eden Hazard obviously had a tough injury to deal with towards the end of the first season, but now, second season, he's playing really well. He's stepped up his form. He's found the back of the net 2 games in a row now. He's been performing well. He's been creating chances. And Eden Hazard is a lot of fun to use in this game. And before we started this save, I was a little bit cautious because obviously Vinicius Jr. is like the prodigy, right? So, I mean, we're going to prioritize him. But the thought of having Hazard on the right instead of the left, I was a little bit cautious, a little bit worried about how that was going to turn out. But having him on the right side is working out pretty well so far. And we found our way in behind again as Neto teed it up for Luka Jovic, who unfortunately smashed his shot against the crossbar. But Modric picked it up, put it back into the box. And Luka Jovic is another one. He had a terrible start. It wasn't until February, I believe, where he scored his first goal of the season in Season 1. After he scored that first goal, the man kept it up and kept scoring when he was put on the pitch. And now Season 2, he seems to be continuing that form because, again, this one's taken a massive deflection, of course. But a goal is a goal, especially when you're a striker. A goal is a goal, bro. It's whatever. So, Luka Jovic doubles our lead. And 30 minutes in, we already feel like we're cruising because the Gunners really hadn't got started in the game. But they got a big chance right here to pull it back. And pull it back they did. Tucked into the corner. I have to see the replay for that one because it kind of looked like Courtois could have done a little bit better, but at the same time that was a side netting finish. So Leganes get themselves a goal out of nowhere after giving the ball away consistently earlier on in the game, and you can see right there it is tucked into the side net a bit. But Thibaut Courtois, we're just looking at FIFA 22 problems right now because keepers be doing stuff like that, and it's a bit weird. It's crazy to me because people are still saying that keepers are too strong, and it's like, what? It's like, what game are you playing, bro? But we came forward again with just under 5 minutes to go into the second half, and Neto teed it up for Luka Jovic again, and unfortunately he hits the post this time after hitting the crossbar earlier in the half, and it's still only 2-1. But Bernardo Silva puts the ball on a plate for Luka Jovic again, who went for the overhead kick, was unable to connect clearly, and then the keeper denied us at the back post, where I think it was Guendouzi who had his shot denied by the keeper. But we're into the second half, so still continuing to just put pressure on Leganes. And again, listen, let me tell you something. Season one, we spoke about how tight it was between Modric and Kroos. Obviously, Toni Kroos is injured now, but up to this point, Luka Modric is pulling away. This guy is just so good, and honestly, in the team, I probably enjoy using Luka Modric. But look at the way he took it into his stride with the right foot. He just dragged it into in place for the left foot, and the left-footed finish is just fantastic. That's 2 goals in 2 games now. 2 goals in 3 games. Almost forgot about the Sevilla game, that was so short. But 2 goals in 3 games for Luka Modric, and if he can start adding more goals to his game, a bit like real life. I mean, he doesn't need to add anything. He's already fantastic. But we had a Real Madrid debut right here in the save. First game as Takefusa Kubo did come on off of the bench, and hopefully he can make something happen. But someone who is making it happen right now, Luka Jovic, this Serbian. Got his first start of the season in the last, I think it was the last episode, first start of the season, scored 2. Gets himself another start, scores another 2. Luka Jovic has found his form in this save. Brilliant finish from the Serbian. Just created a yard of space. And oh man, that was a lovely, lovely finish from the Serbian striker to get. I mean, he's almost. I mean, if Benzema wasn't playing out of this world, Luka Jovic would be making a case to get himself some starts. But at the meantime, both of them are scoring, and we get another chance to find the back of the net as Takefusa Kubo finds Rodrigo, both off of the bench. And the Brazilian continues his good run of scoring form as he finds the back of the net again. And we, at this point, we're just running right over Leganes. I mean, we shook up the squad a little bit. We brought some new faces in. And we're still absolutely... The thing about... We're clinical in this game right now. I mean, all the space in the world given 2 players in the box. Jovic and Rodrigo have all the space in the world. Put on a plate for Kubo. Nice to see him coming on and getting an assist. And he gets on the ball again. Finds Luka Modric. And look at that again from the Croatian. Absolutely beautiful pass. And this time it's Bernardo Silva. 6-1. And we are absolutely cruising. We're looking like champions. We are looking like champions right now. I mean, we've started the season on fire, but to step it up and have a performance like this, oh man, look at that ball from Modric. I'm so proud of myself when I play passes like that, Emmanuel, bro. It's so nice. Beautifully taken finish from Bernardo Silva as well. Strokes it into that far post, and really, I mean, for the whole 90 minutes, we've been looking like this in terms of how clinical we've been in front of goal. And Guendouzi is another player I want to give some credit to, because he just does that all day, just breaking up the play. Modric overhit that one at this time. Takefusa Kubo finds Camavinga at the fucking edge of the box. And we're just taking the piss. We're just taking the piss out of Leganes. I mean, what a moment for Eduardo Camavinga to step up and score his first goal for Real Madrid. Finding the back, I mean, not only what a moment, but what a way. I said edge of the box. He was just inside the box, but on his right foot, just rifles it into the back of the net. And Leganes, they're going to be just waiting. They're going to be just praying for the whistle to blow at this point, because they could just not handle us at all. That was a Real Madrid type performance. That was a real Galacticos performance. I mean, we're not there yet. The Galacticos ain't there yet. But a 7-1 drubbing of Leganes and an outstanding performance across the board. We see Luka Modric with a man of the match award, just getting himself a goal and 2 assists. Luka Modric wore the captain armband on this day and looked fantastic. And another player who we need to shout out is Odriozola. That's his name, right? Odriozola getting himself a new contract, because I mean, you've noticed he's been playing ahead of Mazraoui for quite a few of these games, and I'm honestly just impressed with him. Like we said we was gonna Give him a chance to be the backup right back. We gave him the chance in preseason. I was impressed with him in preseason, and during this campaign so far, he's getting some game time, and he's not put a foot wrong up to this point, really. So Odriozola rewarded with a brand new Real Madrid contract. Obviously, Mazraoui was bought to be the first choice, but whoever's performing is going to start. That's just how it goes with me. Whoever is performing is going to be the player who's getting into the lineup. We've seen it with Rodrigo, who stepped up his form and got a few starts, and obviously a lot of competition throughout the squad, but I mean, that's all you can ask for, really. But this side of the table looks, at the end of this episode, we sit with a healthy gap at the top of the table. But there were periods in season 1 where we sat with a gap at the top of the table, and we all know we kind of capitulate. Capitulate is a dramatic word. I don't know if I would go that far, but we lost the lead that we had. It's still possible for us to lose this lead. We still got a lot of big games to come. So, I mean, but a performance like that to win 7-1 at the top of the table, that's sending a message that we are looking to be champions this season. Only 4 goals conceded in 11 games, 27 goals scored. We are running riot on the league so far. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you join us back again, because I can tell you for sure, after the way season 1 went, this season is not over. I mean, we're running riot for now, but I'm telling you, this season is not over. So make sure you join us for more entertaining Real Madrid career mode. Until next time, people. Peace.